Time now for the black and white take with Justin Sofero.
And I don't know who I have to please sexually. You don't need Allegri to jerk you off. I will pour myself out for anybody.
And Julian Gennatti.
He is very raw.
I just slide into bed and she doesn't even know.
It might be long, it might be kind of cringe, but I'm still going to do it anyway.
Pleasing you.
I'm good.
I hope you're proud of yourself, because what you've done is proved without a shadow of a doubt you are the world's dumbest son of a bitch.
This is the black and white take with Justin Sofero and Julian Gennatti on the Bianconeri Zone.
All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome back in to the Bianconeri Zone. You probably couldn't hear a single thing that I was saying because I had the sound up so freaking loud. What's up, everybody? Welcome back in to the Bianconeri Zone. Welcome back into the Bianconeri Zone After Dark. I'm Justin Sofero. Alongside me, as always, Julian Gennatti. How are you doing, sir?
Sounds like I'm doing a lot better than you.
I'm dying. I'm fucking miserable. I'm as bad as I could have ever been. I'm doing this, and then guess what? Tomorrow, I'm supposed to record the podcast for the other channel that I do. That if you look over here, that way, my guy Alejandro Francello did me a super sweet favor. He didn't even have to do it. I didn't even ask him. And he went over and created a sponsor link for you guys. If you could, if you're here and you want to support the channel, support me. If you enjoy the things that I do, even though maybe you don't know who I am at this point, even though I was doing the most videos to start off, and then I slowly disappear quietly. But anyway, another channel. We have a lot of fun. Basically, a lot of it's like a lot of local based stuff. We do bourbon. Speaking of which, today, on the way home, not anything.
Yourself up a bottle, eh?
I did pick up a bottle. Nothing crazy, because a lot of the stuff was already sold out. But got a little adolescent Blantons, little Blantons.
Cool.
It's a solid get. It's a solid get. It's not the full one that I wanted, but it's good bourbon, really good bourbon. I'm trying to get. I think it came out today. Michter's 10, the 10-year Michter's 23. And I just got there too late. But, of course, it probably saved me like $250, so probably better that I didn't do that. But, I mean, you can make good money by doing, like, I know people that do business basically just going and getting the bourbon drops and
then sell them for more.
And selling it for, like, double. Like, people make a living doing it, basically. Not legal, but they do it. Anyway, appreciate it. Anyway, what's up, everybody? If you could, slide over there. Like I said, if you want to subscribe to the channel, support me, hit the like button, all that stuff. Appreciate it. Hit the like button here. Subscribe to this channel too. Julian, how are you doing, sir? What's going on with you? Obviously, you said you were doing better than me. It's not hard right now.
I was going to say, like, this has been a standard day, and I'm just doing better than you. So I know you've been working all day, and we're going to talk. We're going to talk about Juventus, of course. Nobody's happy with them, so everyone feels like shit about them. We thought we had a great something, at least, on match day 1. And match day 2 is same shit as last year. And when you put the intro in, as you eat your chicken fried rice, as you put the intro in...
Just crushing it.
Yeah. The Allegri part of the clip or whatever, it's still there. It still makes sense. It's still relevant to this season, and it's a different season. Like, nothing's changed. Nothing has actually changed. Only thing is, when we mentioned Magnanelli last week, it's how his ideas will be implemented in the team. Max Allegri's ideas are still with the team, clearly.
Yeah, I try not to be this guy. I try to be realistic. I'm very much I don't want to say I'm negative, but a lot of times when it comes to my fandom in general, I like to be a harsher critic, I'd say, than most people. I don't like the homer stuff. I don't like being a homer rah-rah guy. If my team's doing well, I will support it and I will cheer it. But I'm not going to be a guy who's just making up bull bleep and saying that everything's great when it's obviously not. But the preseason and then the first game of the season, that first half, got me feeling some sort of way. I started feeling good. I was excited. I was like, okay, maybe maybe this entire time, maybe the last couple of years, I've just been wrong. Maybe I'm the idiot. Maybe I'm the guy who needs to look at himself in the mirror and say, Max Allegri's, done this for years. Max Allegri's made millions of euros doing this. He knows better than you, Justin, who never actually played the game because it's too fat and slow. Also because I didn't know. I was too young. I played basketball, which is too short and fat to play. And then I played, actual American football. And I'm more built for that. But I've always been a fan of it, obviously. And then the last game happens. And then it's just back to square one. And it's back to boring ass tactics. Lucky to get a draw. Yep. And here we are once again. And it's just frustrating. And it's like, I need to see a 180 in this next match. Like, I need to see back to what we saw during the preseason, what we saw in that first half of that first game. Yep. Do not give me more of this, because the last thing I need is Juventus digging themselves another gigantic hole to begin the season and then having to do this for another season. Yep,
I agree. I went to, or I did the podcast with Ale, and it was like a repeat of last year. It was so just down and pathetic and like, what the hell am I doing here? It's the same stuff. It's the same stuff that was happening as last year. Like I said, obviously, it's the
Big Guy's gonna crush food. I'm sorry, Big Guy's gonna crush food.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry if I'm throwing you off. Yeah,
no, it's just we can't. I don't know. What do you expect? What do we expect now? Like, what do you expect on Sunday? You're on mute.
Sorry, I didn't want you hearing me ASMR. The food.
I kind of want to hear it.
It's gonna be disgusting. And I've said this on the channel plenty of times. The women who do those ASMR channels, it's all sexual. There's nothing. There's everything about ASMR is sexual. There's no way you can tell me that people do ASMR and it's just it's just a cool thing. No, there's a sexual thing about it. That's it. Anyway. Yeah. Sorry, Nor. I'll try to share the food next time. Speaking of which, sorry, just real quick. I see my guy.
Rick Ossie.
Rick Ossie, who always treats us very well here at the Bianconeri Zone. He says, "What's up, everybody from down under Australia? Just watering the concrete outside." So you're the old Italian man. That's what he is. Yeah. But before I'm very jealous of him going to Sicily. So but anyway, he always has some of the best food and all that. He always shares it with me, and I'm just super jealous. So sorry, guys, I'll be eating my crappy Chinese food. I like Chinese food. It's just the one I got is not top tier. Anyway, sorry. Back on topic.
Expectations for Empoli, is it changing at all?
I mean, it shouldn't. And so sorry, I've been trying to I was fixating on that. And my expectations, of like, all right, when you say expectations, do you mean my standard, or do you mean expectations?
Do you think something's changed? Or do you think something's changing? Do you think it's going to be preseason Juve, or do you think it's going to be 2.5 years of Juve?
I mean, everything that I know to be Juventus lately tells me it's going to be the last 2 years. It's going to be. Yeah. This was it was all fake juice. That like the preseason, that first half, there was fake juice there, and now I kind of just feel like, and, we talk about them bringing in. You mentioned him earlier. What's the guy's name? I always forget the offensive.
Magnanelli.
Magnanelli, yeah, bringing him in, but I just feel like eventually Max Allegri's dinosaur tactics. And his way of thinking, it's just going to creep in, and it's just going to take over. It's a cancer, and I'm just worried that this is what we're going to get stuck with for the rest of the season. I hope to be proven wrong in Empoli.
Like Cambiaso was, he was Joao Cancelo, Walmart version of Joao Cancelo against Udinese, like Manchester City Joao Cancelo. Against Bologna, he was not Kostic, because he still tried to do movements, but he was a ghost. He was unusable, and he was shit.
He was a baller for the first game, but then the second one, he looked
complete 180. And I guess that's what we have to expect. Because remember, he's an €8 million player. He's 23 years old already. Like, I'm not saying that's old as shit, but like, he's 23 years old. His career highlight is playing for Bologna, and the Italian national, like the U23 setup, you can't think he's going to be Joao Cancelo or anything, but like with the inverting, I'm going to buzzwords again, the inverting and all that stuff. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe the odd game he'll be great, and then majority of the season he'll be meh.
I just worry, like, do they just get this, like, is it like first game, instead of first game jitters, first game high, where you just come out, you know, all cylinders clicking, and then the car breaks down.
Yeah,
like
a new team boost, or like new coach boost, like stuff like that. That might have been a thing, but it was his first home game, to be fair, against Bologna, against his former team. Mm-hmm. So maybe he could have just carried a little bit of that over. I'm not blaming the game on Cambiasso, by the way. It's just he was a mirror. He was like a reflection of the good against Udinese and the not so good against Bologna. It was like, he's the mirror of that. Like Vlahovic, I thought was excellent against Bologna. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't just a whole team thing. It was individual player thing. Like Fagioli sucked. Every midfielder sucked. Why did you not start Moretti again? I don't know.
Yeah.
And there's a whole debate with that. I don't know if you had your chance to talk about much about the Bologna game, but I got it off my chest already. If you haven't heard it, people in the chat, go watch the podcast.
I mean, for the most part, really, just my rant that I did to kind of start this. That's kind of how I felt like it. Just watching it was just a regression to what we've been seeing. And like, I don't need that for another season. I can't believe that Juventus can back that for another season. And it also goes in, and I want to know what do Chiesa and Vlahovic feel about that. Like, you hear about all the complaints and about why that they potentially be okay with being sold, and a lot of it has to do with being unhappy with Max Allegri, and I completely believe that. Like, I'm not going to believe that that's just some kind of fake narrative that's been put out there. I absolutely believe it to be true because they're not being utilized properly. Yeah,
where there's smoke, there's fire. I think the saving grace for those two, if they're not injured, is that they're going to play together up top. I think that's the saving grace for like those two in particular. Like they get to play with their friends. You know what I mean? Like they're buddy. They get to play with each other and succeed hopefully together. If Chiesa was being deployed as a wing back and Vlahovic was isolated up top with nobody, then it would probably get a lot worse.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like just shit like that. Go do what Rick Ossie just did.
Oh, what up? Sorry, I was a little bit thrown off. Shout out Rick Ossie, who is obviously, again, can't thank him enough. There's legend. He is a Bianconeri's own legend. When it comes to just supporting the channel, being there, if it wasn't day one, it's been a long, long time. And it's something I can always rely on. But shout out to Rick Ossie, gifting memberships to 5 people in the chat right now, guys that are watching it. If you haven't already, consider smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Also, consider joining this is a good time for me to go ahead and throw that out there. Yeah. If you like what we do here on the channel, we're really trying to ramp it back up and get things back up and rolling. I think a lot of it, I'll be honest, I'm to blame for some of it, for a little bit of it, or not a little bit, a lot of like kind of. We hit, not hit a stall, but I feel like there's a little bit of time where I got overrun with work, family, all that kind of stuff. And also, for being honest, Juventus, I'm not trying to put it all on Allegri, but like part of it is like Juventus, you have to get the fans to be excited about this. It is your job. You want to make money. We do this stuff for free. I mean, yes, there is money being made off this. It's ad revenue and stuff. It is pennies. Nobody could live. I mean, somebody could live on if you have big YouTube channels, but like this ain't paying the bills. This is for fun. This is what we do. So whenever people like that show support and do stuff like that, thank you so much, Rick Ossie. He has gifted memberships to Johnny Franks, Havard Henson, Oliver Yavet, Anthony Iskro, Pedro Luis Alcazar. So you guys know who to thank. Thank Rick Ossie and appreciate all that he does for the channel. So shout out. Also, and what's up, Rajat?
Also, go watch his stuff too. He has a podcast as well.
Yes, he does. Yeah. Definitely check out there. Rick Ossie, if you could throw that in the chat, your podcast. I know you can follow him on Twitter. His account there. It's the Juventus Melbourne account. I think it's a long one. So let me go ahead and make sure. Here we go. There goes my voice. Here it is. His Twitter account is the JCD Melbourne, which is the Juventus FC Melbourne, Gigi Buffon. Follow him on there, and I think he also links out whenever they put out podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So shout out, I think he just put out one, looks like as recently as 2 days ago. So shout out again, Rick Aussie, thank you for everything. Back to just Juventus in general. And that's, I mean, I'm being honest. I'm going to be honest with you all. Like, I need something to give me energy as a fan. Like, there is something to, like, and I can go on rants about this. It'll be a little bit hard with my voice right now. But so much when it comes to, and I don't need anybody, because we've seen people do it in the past, where they come in and they try to tell you that, like, the reason some things are not going well, the things, you know, if you're tweeting stuff, if you're saying things negative about the players, like, yada, yada, yada. Let me just say this. That's my guy Drew Diener, who I work with at ESPN Louisville at the station, has said this before when it comes to sports. Those are the four horsemen of the coaching apocalypse. When people start blaming fans for poor performances, or for players not coming, or players not being happy, that has never happened in the history of sports. Like, that has never happened where, because, you know, they didn't take the money, they didn't come play, they didn't play well, they didn't perform well, the coach didn't do his job well because of the fans. It just hasn't happened. So that's one of the things that just bothers me. It triggers me a little bit. But anyway, there's an honesty, though. This is a business. This is a thing where Juventus, they want to make money. Right? They want to make money, and they want us to support the team, and they want us to cheer it on. You got to give me something to cheer for. You got to give me something to be excited for. And I thought I saw it in the preseason, in that first half of the
match day one.
Yes, thank you. Udinese game. I got a drink. But I thought I saw it there. And this is just a 1-game sample size. They could bounce back. But I need that to happen. And that's how I feel about the season. I need that to happen, because if it doesn't happen, then to me it's what I said when they didn't let him go and they didn't move on from him. This could be a wasted season, and I
100%.
We're getting old. I'm getting old. Eventually, we can't waste seasons. We can't do this.
Yep, absolutely. It's just like it's tying it all in. It's tying it all in because at the end of the season, or last season, there are two things on the table. You sell a big player, and you fire the coach, and then you can recoup some money and potentially spread it out within the team, and you could get kind of excited. None of that happened. Coach still here. Big player wasn't sold. No players came in, and essentially no players of sustenance left during the Mercato. And we might as well transition to the Mercato talk, because deadline day is tomorrow at 5 p.m. our time, 11 p.m. in Europe. I have no idea for Rick. I can't do the time difference. I don't know.
It's practically. I don't know if it's practically 12 hours. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. But for Rick's sake, it's 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you can convert that to your time, because I know you're from Australia, so I don't know about anybody else. But
yeah,
let's do one thing. I want to talk about. Mm-hmm. Leo Bonucci is finally gone to Union Berlin.
Yeah.
Okay. So we lose a center back. Again, I don't care that he's gone. We have six center backs. I'll put in quotes.
Yeah.
Justin, I don't know if you watched our podcast, but I literally went on camera and said, I hate Alexandro. I hate Danilo. Mm-hmm. And I said it repeatedly, and I was like, really, like, kind of angry.
I haven't gotten to that part yet, so no. Yeah, fill me in.
They're bad. They are so bad, and I'm over it. And I know it's not their fault for playing, because if they're called upon, they're gonna play. Right? I just cannot stand those players playing for this club anymore. At this point, why can't you start Dean Huijsen, and why can't you start Gatti? And obviously Bremer in the middle.
Yeah.
I'm not even saying, like, Bonucci left. I'm like, okay, I don't even care. I didn't want him to start anyway.
Yeah.
So what, like, I know Huijsen's 18, and I know Gatti's fairly, like, raw in terms of experience in top flight football.
Mm-hmm. My only issue in my thought, because I know we started off this conversation being about Bonucci,
Yeah.
My part of my issue though is just like, what if, worst comes to worst, you didn't bring anybody else in? What if, that backline starts getting thinner and thinner, and you just need a warm body,
Are
semi-warm
you talking
body?
about potentially keeping Bonucci?
Right. That's my only thought
No.
there. That's my
No,
only
no,
thought.
no,
And
no, no.
I'm not going to bat for Bonucci. I'm not doing it. But there is, and I've said my thought. I've said my piece when it comes to Bonucci, and the only argument I could have for retaining him, and just the history, and then just needing a warm body down the line. But best thing is just you move on, and you don't have to have this conversation again a year from now. That's probably the real positive there.
At this point, I would rather have name another youth kid come in and be the seventh body, as you would say. I'd rather a kid.
Yeah.
So anyway, no. Alexandro, Danilo, they drive me nuts. They just Danilo can't pass the ball. Alexandro obviously doesn't know where he is half the time, and he's slide tackling Bremer for Bologna's goal.
Yeah.
How is Alexandro starting because he's left-footed, or is Alexandro starting because he makes 6 million euros, or why is Alexandro starting? I need to know.
Your guess is as good as mine. That's my main issue. And then especially when you see the buy-in that the club still has for some reason, or at least Max Allegri has, with those two players. Is it because they're Brazilian?
Yes.
It's because I don't.
Danilo's the cap. Again, I went on this on Tuesday. Or why is Danilo the captain?
Capitano.
He sucks. He's been a sub player his whole career until he came to Juventus.
And you know how frustrating it is for me to see him get named captain. Like I'm not here for the, we're doing the who's been here the longest consecutively and all that bullshit.
I hate that.
That Max Allegri like to say. Like, no, to me the captain is you find the guy who you invest the most in, who you expect to be the best leader. And to me, I don't see Danilo being a great leader. I don't see that at all. To me, again, I would put it into a guy like Chiesa, or even if you want and I guess here's the thing. How much stock? I mean, you were a player. You played. Do you put how much stock do you really put into the captain role? You know who's the leader. If somebody gets the armband, is there sometimes where somebody will get the armband who maybe doesn't deserve it, but it's kind of it'll give them a boost a little bit sometimes?
I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
If you are named the captain, you have it strokes your ego a bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
But how much does that play as if you're another player? If you're another player,
so my school team right here, my college team, we had a guy from England. He was our captain. He was my roommate. Funny enough, or one of my roommates. I didn't see him I knew he was the captain of our team because he was the most vocal, and he was actually he had heart and all that stuff. He wasn't the greatest at the game, but he didn't really do any of the off-field stuff. All of us did it together. But we knew who he was. But it didn't matter. To me, the captain on the field doesn't matter.
See, and that's
personally.
No, that's why I agree with you. That was kind of my point. To me, the captaincy, the most important part of that, at least in the past, when I look at whenever they want to talk about who should be the captain, who should be the future of Juventus, to me, that's where you invest in the guys that need that ego boost. The guys who are the bigger names.
It's a Chiesa or Vlahovic.
So on and so on. The guys that you want to be, back before we talked about Dybala getting it back in the day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, did I ever look at Dybala as a leader? No.
No.
When have I ever looked at him and said he's going to be a leader? But no, the captaincy makes sense. It's so.
Leadership is a big thing. Don't get me wrong. But if it's in the right person's hands, no one cares. It's not a big deal. If when Chiellini was the captain, no one cared because everyone knew that he was the right guy. Bonucci was definitely not the right guy. Yeah. That's why everyone cared.
Yep.
That's why no one listened to him because he was never. That's why everything's gone to shit in the dressing room. Not the shit, just
No, but I agree. Good point. I remember watching some of the the Amazon Prime video and stuff like that, and he's saying stuff. Nobody's listening to anything he's saying.
No.
Nobody's moved. No. Ronaldo was the guy who was talking in those circumstances.
Yeah,
he was the
in
one
the dressing
yelling.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And Chiellini was technically the captain, but like when Ronaldo's in the room, it's like, okay, like this guy's been there, done that. You kind of listen to him as well.
yeah, I mean, there's certain individuals that like it makes sense. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't think just because you've been here a while, Pensolio, doesn't mean that
Yeah.
you need to be that you need to get honored for it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%. Also, going back to the Bonucci thing, is you saying keep him as a seventh body? That's also why no.
Yeah, that's why you don't
He'd
do
still
that.
be the captain, but like no, he
Yeah.
needs to go. He's gone to Union Berlin. He is going to play Champions League football.
Yep.
Good for him. He took a little dig at Juventus today again.
Did he? I didn't
said,
see it. What did he say?
He said, I'm playing Champions League football. We'll talk about Juventus at a different time. Now, here's the question. Here's one of the topics I wanted to get at.
Does that bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me because I don't care. He's a piece of shit anyway. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Is he a Juventus legend? People in the chat put yes or no and a little reasoning towards yes or no. Whoever's in the chat. But do you think Bonucci is a Juventus legend? Think about the two things that have transpired and all the games he's played for us.
Yeah. The hardest part for me, and this is where Ale, and I feel like you can do it much better than I can. Ale definitely can. Where he separates club from country a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the most important aspect when it comes to Bonucci. Because much that I attribute to him comes from country now. Comes from
Fair.
2020. Comes from just because he was so attached to the hip with Chiellini. And really, a lot of his honoring comes from him being attached to the hip to Chiellini. It comes to him being part of the BBC and all that. The more and more I reflect on it, and the more and more, like you preface this question, I think you sent it to me in the text or whatever earlier when I'm asking what we're going to talk about. And the more and more I thought on it, like I kept trying to think of reasons to defend him being a legend. But he's not. He really isn't. Like I can't say like there were definitely positives there. Definitely a memorable
His
player.
legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his legacy is 8 Serie A titles for Juventus, over 500 matches, I think double-digit goals, whatever. Doesn't matter, he's a defender.
Yeah.
Countless Coppa Italias, countless Super Coppas, 2 Champions League finals.
Yep.
And if you want to throw in the Italy thing, you can throw in the Italy thing, but that's not for Juventus.
Yeah. And
Is he a legend?
No.
Captain of the club for a year.
And again, I mean, we have to now that it's final, we can look at the product as a whole, the entire resume.
So now you go back to the year with Milan.
Yeah. And
You go back to the celebration for Milan scoring against us.
You go to
You
today.
go back to what? Yeah, you go to today and
Yeah.
the shots he's taken after he was advised in February that you can leave and that we're not going to. You should probably leave. They're hinting at.
Yep.
And then just the dust up they had, Allegri and Bonucci in 2017.
I will say there is a part of me, and it's very, very, what's the word I want to use here? Maybe I'm being a little bit hypocritical, but like there are moments when it comes to players like either Bonucci, I've used it for Bonucci in this instance, but like a Chiellini, whoever, who have been here, who have been integral parts of it, I'm sorry, it does matter that they're Italian. Like I know people don't like to do that, but there is a history and a connection there when it comes to Italian players and Juventus and the importance of that. I don't want to oversell it, but at the same time it is important, and they do get more benefits of the doubt than a player than Weston McKennie from America, than Danilo from Brazil, or they should at least. That being said. So it's a little bit of a different circumstance when I look at it, because I think about guys like Quadrado. I'm like, just leave, just go already. Come on, like. But then with this one, and this one,
there goes his legacy,
right? Right, yeah, exactly. Or the situation with Dybala and him flirting with Inter and all that the entire time. People, people talk about him being a captain, or there was talk about him being a Juventus legend at the time.
Yeah,
that made me laugh, so it made me cough to that. But like, when you look at it, I think that's why I was willing to give him a little bit more. Regardless, I look at the Italian trophy, and I look at getting the trophy for Italy, and I was willing to give him a little bit more. But in the truth, when it comes to Bonucci and who he was always going to be Chiellini's Robin and nothing else. He ain't never going to be. I don't even watch DC or any of that, but he ain't never going to be Nightwing. That was never happening. And in Nightwing, the dude he turns into later, isn't that what happens? Okay, yeah, because I couldn't remember. I don't know any Batman stuff, but that's about what I know. So
simply put,
cents.
you say no.
Yeah, at this point now, I am willing to accept that. Yeah, he's not a legend of Juventus. He had a solid career for the club, but that's all it is.
Masked by controversy. Who's another guy that we know that has done that? Antonio Conte. So you know what? Is Antonio Conte a club legend? Technically, there's a technicality. He has the star, but he got ruined or whatever.
Did they ever remove it or anything? Did they do anything to it?
I don't remember.
Or was that all talk? Yeah, I didn't know that was bluster.
I don't remember. But I think Bonucci's on the same wavelength as Conte in that regard. Mm-hmm. Like, there is a case for definitely, but there's also a case for, like, no. And if there is a case for no, then it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
So, I think, again, people in the chat let us know. Rajat saying a bunch of stuff, and then the Athletic Physio saying he was before he went to Milan. Uh-huh. Yep. It was escalating towards a definite star. It was escalating towards you're probably going to have a job with the club after, but not now. Not now.
Yep. That reminds us no trader could never be a Juventus legend. Yeah. I mean, that ruined his entire legacy with the club.
Yeah.
And then Rick Ossie follows it up. Sorry, I've got to fix this. But anyway, no, because I'll never forgive him for the Champions League halftime thing with Dybala and the changing rooms and the AC Milan thing, too. So, yeah. I mean, but yeah, the Rajat, of course, said, see both sides. Reasoning there is reasoning. I agree. There can be reasoning on both sides. But in the end, the way I look at it, club comes first. And if you're looking at it on a Juventus biased side, not about the player, it's hard for me to argue for him in the circumstance.
And I think everyone's going to have their own reasons. If people are going to call Dybala a club legend, they will have to call Bonucci one. But if you don't think Dybala is one, I think you don't have to say Bonucci is one. So I think not that they're the same type of thing, because we essentially said, again, Dybala, you're not coming, or go away. We can't afford you anymore. We're not signing you to an extension. Same with Bonucci, obviously different stages of their careers. However, they did what they did off the field. They did what they did with other important clubs in this that are technically rivals. Not technically, they are rivals of Juventus.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. Again, I'm over it. I actually don't care. I just want to get your thoughts on it and people in the chat. He's off to Union Berlin, like I said. We don't have to pay his whole 12 million euro salary. I think we pay 25% of it, which is great.
Mm. It was somewhat of a difficult, final stance to come down to. Yeah. To be like, no, Bonucci's not, because there is so much value that I place into the Italian national team, into the players that play for Juventus, and that I've talked about it all the time on this channel. So it's still difficult, but it is. In the end, he's done enough harm during his time at Juventus that he has ruined his potential to ever be a legend. Yeah.
For sure. Also, the national team thing, Spalletti's not going to call him up. So I think he's toast with that as well. He's going to have to. He's almost forced to retire at this point. I don't think Spalletti cares. He's going to Union Berlin. Bonucci's dropped. He's shit. He's a shit player now. It is what it is.
Yeah, there's no way his time there should be done. I mean, honestly, the best thing he could have done was, if there was any, my personal opinion was, if there wasn't I muted myself.
You muted, yeah.
I hit the button. But what I was gonna say is, if there was some way just for him to get a final, the goodwill tour, just where he's
farewell
there,
match like Chiellini had.
Say it again.
The farewell match like Chiellini had and whatnot.
Yeah, he's not playing a lot. I also realized, what the heck am I doing here? This is not. I'm sorry. I'm doing producing. Just a little producing. This thing is not. It's supposed to be the size of the stupid thing. You see how the frame? There it is. Kind of, but not exactly.
Yeah,
I'll have to fix it later. I messed it up. I messed it up. Who cares?
All good. I don't think anybody noticed but you.
Yeah, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot. I'll notice it. Anyway.
Yeah, we'll move on from the Bonucci thing because it kind of ties in with the transfer deadline day and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. I know you're kind of busy this week with work and whatnot, but you didn't miss much. Nothing's going to happen.
Nope.
And then we'll get into a segment we're going to do in the future, hosted by me. It's called Julian's Thoughts. We'll get into that. So, but we're going to talk about the Mercato still. Just nothing. I listened to Romeo Agresti talk today, and he's not expecting anything, like nothing of substance to happen tomorrow. Not that we were expecting anything anyway. Mm-hmm. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I think I want to know. I think we did this last week, but what is your rating of the Mercato, given the circumstances?
So the Mercato.
People in the chat, let us know too.
So you got rid of players, and I mean, who came in? Did anybody come in? Like anything? Like
so this is the exact list. You got Timmy Weah for $11.3 million.
I always forget that one because it happened so long ago now.
So, it happened in June. You got Arkadiusz Milik on a permanent transfer, $6.3 million.
Not counting it because he was already. I mean, I get it. I understand.
I'm letting you know what happened.
But he was already here. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Adrian Rabiot extends a year.
Okay.
You got Facundo Gonzalez from Uruguay and Valencia, who's already been loaned out to Sampdoria.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know fuck all when it comes to him. Like, I don't.
He won the Under-20 World Cup. And he was like the best defender or whatever.
We couldn't use that?
Bought him for $2 million.
We don't need that?
Whatever. Honestly, we probably could have used him. That could have been the guy, your seventh guy.
Right.
Then we brought in Dekeni Salifu on loan from Werder Bremen.
He's going to play
the next gen.
That's not a person. You made that up. That's not a person.
Dekeni Salifu.
You're making up names.
No, that's the same guy I just said, but he's from Werder Bremen, and he's coming in on loan with an option to buy, but he's going to the youth team. Like, he's going to the next gen team. And then, finally, we got Livano Comenencia.
Oh, yeah.
From PSV. I reached out to a PSV account, like a YouTube account, and they still haven't replied to me. They said, send me an email. Like, I WhatsApped them, and I said, send me an email. Or they said, send me an email, and they haven't responded.
How big is their account?
They got over 6,000 people.
Oh, okay.
Not subscribers, but on X.
Oh, stop calling it X. It's Twitter. It's Twitter, damn it. We're not doing this. We're not doing it. We're not buying in.
And then one more thing.
Son of a bitch.
Our channel reached out to the Talent Scout. I don't know if you guys know that on X as well. Mm-hmm. Jacek, he does a really good job profiling youth players. So I reached out to him, and he gave me some info on Comenencia, and he is very high in the player.
Yeah.
So he has a chance to get up the ranks quickly. So he's going to start with the next gen team, but he could instantly come up to the first team and be a right wing back replacement for Timothy Weah and not use Weston McKennie there. And we bought him for $2 million. That's my dog snoring. If you hear it,
I'm so confused.
If you hear it,
I'm hearing. I'm like freaking. I'm like, is it? I was like, because I got two kids upstairs, a wife, and I got my golden retriever who's right here by my feet, and I'm like, is it him?
No,
but it's your tiny little.
Yeah,
it's not my 90-pound golden retriever.
Nope.
It's your little tiny dog that sounds like a grown man snoring next to you. I thought it was like, is it his baby? Is it? What's up, Ciao Rito Z? Appreciate the support.
Also, I forgot one more. We got a 17-year-old Polish kid.
Oh yeah,
who's supposed to be really good. So it sounds like the next gen team is loading up.
I mean, Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, not wasting my time, but like what a stupid Mercado. I get it. I understand everything around this Mercado. Why we're not buying players. Why we have to, make money. Why we have to get rid of dead weight. I get it. But there is nothing, especially if the team's not going to look like it did in the first half against Udinese, and this is how we're going to play, I'm even more pissed. Because I got another season of bullshit that I'm going to slog through. Another season of miserable players. Another season of miserable games. Of unexciting games. At least lose exciting. And you can't even do that.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm going to get angry. And that's why they're going to call me the Alex Jones of Juventus and the regular Frog's gay. And all that stuff's going to happen.
That's too funny. But yeah, so what would you rate it? You never gave a number.
Out of 10?
Yep.
5. I mean, 5.5.
Is that under the assumption they did very well at selling, like 100% selling and really poor buying, or a little bit of both?
A little bit of both. Like, to me, it's
Okay.
kind of like you got rid of some dead weight. I like Timothy Weah. I really do.
Yep.
I do like the purchase now. It was, it's affordable. It made sense. Again, so much of me as a fan, and I understand. I need the shiny toys. I need it.
Yeah.
I need a shiny toy. I need something to excite me. I am.
Yep.
I am a child. I am not somebody who, we got this really great deal. This is a good reliable one. This is one you can really, you're not going to see it right away, but it'll definitely get you through some hard moments. I don't need that.
Yep.
I need the shiny sports car. I just need something. Just something to turn me on a little bit.
Yeah, you know what's going to turn you on?
What's going to turn me on?
Or what is supposed to turn you on as a fan? The young kids, like Kenan Yildiz, like Dean Huijsen coming up to the first team. Mm-hmm. For you this year, or this summer. Because those players that came in, like Mazer, or whatever you want to call it, like Salifu, like Kamenencia, those kids are I don't know, what do you call it? Replenishing the cupboard?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Like draft picks.
Reloading. I hope so. I mean, I've seen some positive things, obviously. But
Yeah, of course.
are they ready to,
Remember
play-
remember I talked about Kenan Yildiz all last year saying, is this going to translate?
Yeah.
He's 8. Who knows?
Yeah.
He extended his contract to 2027. Like, who knows what this kid is at? Like, is it going to be translatable into the pro game?
Was
We'll
I
see.
wrong? I thought you shit on him a lot early on. Did you or did you not? Am I wrong?
The only thing, I didn't shit on him. I said he was not awkward either. I said he's doing a lot of things against his own age, and bouts, and it looked too easy, and it looked like he was bullying people. And I said, is that translatable against men?
Okay. And
That's all I said. I wasn't saying he shit or whatever, blah, blah, blah. I said, is it translatable?
yeah.
Like how the way Dean Huijsen plays, like that defender, it is. I've seen it. Like firsthand. It's amazing. He's going to be great. I think that is the biggest jewel of our
Yeah.
next gen team compared to Yildiz.
Well, and that's kind of, I guess, the gist of it is at that point, I just need to invest all in on those players. And that's kind of where I need to go with it. That's what I need to do. I need to I have to keep my eyes on those and just, that's what gets me excited.
At this point, if that's what has to, because we have no money. But then this could lead into Julian's thoughts.
Okay.
Because nothing's happening tomorrow. I'm not doing a 7-hour marathon stream.
You don't want to? You don't want to hop on and
If there was something to
break
talk
down
about,
everything that happens hour by hour?
if there's something to talk about, I would consider it highly. But no.
Yeah.
I am not doing that tomorrow. That I'd shoot my eyes out. Anyway, this is why Julian's thoughts come into this, because what could be a thing, what could happen, is what I'm thinking about. There's two things Mercato related, and there's one thing that's not soccer related. So I'll do the soccer ones first.
Okay.
So I was thinking, I tweeted this out earlier too. Sorry, I posted this on X earlier.
Stop it.
You're triggered.
That bothers me more than anything. Not that, but the fact that he changed the lingo. Like it's keep it the branding. Like I don't understand. Like, and I don't dislike Musk. I don't dislike him. But like that was the thing that set me off. I was like, why do you need to change it to stupid X? Just like your kid's name's X23754BQA,
Yeah.
whatever it is. That bullshit. Like, don't change Twitter to X. X. You're trying to make X happen. Fetch isn't gonna happen, bro. We're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. It's called retweet.
It's almost October 3rd. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's so sad that I know that. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yes.
Okay, so want to get to my thoughts? Okay, so thought one, not THOT, actual thought, Julian thought. The Cristiano, you're muted. Look at you.
It might be more interesting for an after dark if we had a bunch of thoughts that we could have pop on.
Get some graphics up when I do this part of the video. So, thought one. Can Cristiano Giuntoli get a little creative in the market?
Yeah.
So we've been trying to get rid of Moise Kean for whatever reason, because Moise Kean wants to apparently play more, because he's definitely down the pecking order behind Vlahovic, behind Chiesa, kind of behind Milik.
Yeah.
Why don't we suggest to Lille, French team, Ligue 1 team, to take him on loan with an obligation to buy for 30 million euros? That covers our costs from how we bought him, and he gets to go be the star man at Lille, and he gets to go play in a European competition, and he gets to be the main man there in a league he did well in for PSG. That's my first thought. Second thought is, while we talk to Lille, can we bring in Jonathan David, who would be a great second striker in a good system? Can we bring him in on like a 5 million euro loan deal with a 45 million option to buy, or obligation, based on if Keane is liked by Lille and if we like Jonathan David?
Yeah.
Why would that be so difficult? Like something along those lines. Like, why can't something like that happen? You get Jonathan David to be the backup to Vlahovic, or you get Jonathan David to play underneath Vlahovic. You get Jonathan David to be the number 9, and Chiesa plays as the support striker. A lot of things you can do with Johnny David in a 3-5-2. And Moise Kean clearly doesn't want to be here, right?
Right.
Not clearly. Sorry, there's reasons why he doesn't want to be here. So why doesn't he just go thrive? Maybe do well for Lille, make the national team for the Euro Cup with a new coach, Luciano Spalletti. Why can't we think of those kind of deals? Like, why do I have to sit here and think of that?
Yeah.
That's thought one. What do you think about that? Obviously, I don't know if you know Jonathan David.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I wasted my time doing this. This is what I did. The entire time you're talking, this is what I did. Thought one.
I knew you were going to do that.
There's your thought one. I don't know. I offered nothing to the show that we're doing right now. I did nothing. I did nothing productive. I didn't hear a word you said. All I heard was, I need to add thoughts to the screen. And that was thought one. I don't have any more yet. Not yet. But
so that's fine.
We'll stop.
We'll continue with thought one, because we have some comments about it. So Reno is saying, I wish for Jonathan David. Yeah, I agree. And then Mastermind saying Lille will have to agree to that deal. Well, if Jonathan David wants out and you want to make a profit on him, we have the money to do so. Mm-hmm. Well, if we make Champions League next year, if Jonathan David hits, then you're going to get 50 million in total, which is good.
Yeah.
And that's more than what they bought him for from the Belgian league. And plus, you get a replacement right away in Moise Kean, who would be motivated again, like I said, to be the main man and to potentially make the Italian national team with a new coach. So,
yeah,
I think Lille would accept that, and I know Jonathan David's contract status is 2 years left, so the loan deal, in effect, would not be an issue with Lille, because they still have another year on top of that, and they can sell next summer. And they can sell next summer to whoever they want. If Juventus and Lille, it didn't work out for them.
Yes.
That's my thought one.
Yes.
And then Rajat saying, won't David be similar to Vlahovic? No, he wouldn't. because he can play. He's very flexible in terms of where he can play on the field.
Yeah.
So that's thought one.
Okay.
Thought two is
like
very
it.
basic.
Yeah.
Thought two is very basic.
All
Yeah.
right.
What are your thoughts on thought one? It's all right.
Yeah, that's good. I'm sorry. That's so
Yeah.
stupid. What I did was stupid. It was
No, it's
stupid.
fine.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but yes, go ahead. I would
It's
probably
11:30
stop paying
at night.
attention with this one.
It's 11:30 at night. Why not?
It
So I'm
is.
just saying, like, the whole point was obviously Giuntoli can. Why can't we think of these things?
Yeah.
Why do I have to? Not why do I have to? Like, why do I think of these things? Like, why can't they?
Yeah.
Because FFP would not be in effect until next year when the big money is being spent anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Thought two, very basic one. Kostic out on deadline day to, I think, West Ham, and
Yeah.
you get Berardi in.
Do you think is that even really is that a serious consideration or possibility now? With I mean, at least with what they're throwing out there, which is usually BS, but with the idea that for Berardi to come in, they need to have. Do they have a replacement? Do they add
Sassuolo?
anybody? Yeah,
I think Sassuolo can find someone very quickly.
that quick.
Not to totally replace what Berardi does, but like to replace the actual position, like the player, like a right winger.
Yeah.
Like, cause they'll focus more of their attention on their left winger Loriente or whatever his name is.
Yeah, it's so sad to me because as much as I've been like bleh on the idea of Berardi, it would be something
Yes.
for the season. Like it would be something.
Yes.
It would be a boost,
Yep.
and he's going to score goals in Serie A. So, I would take it. That would change the way that I feel about this Mercado. Honestly, like just being because like I said, I completely reset my expectations as a fan for the season, and for like right now, it is just make top four. You need to be competing for the title, but I understand now that right now it is concretely make top four. If you have Bernardi in there, I feel more confident in that happening.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. You can do more things flexibly, or with more flexibility, in the attack, and you can change your formation if you want. Mm-hmm. You can do a lot of things with a player like that, and he is strictly output rather than eye test.
Yeah,
because eye test he looks ugly to watch, but numbers speak for themselves with him.
Yeah.
And going back to Jockey Bro, I don't know if David would be happy as a backup. I think he'd rotate it in because there's obviously going to be injury concerns with Vlahovic and Chiesa, and you know what I mean, like save them for a week or whatever. Like he'll still get his 30 minutes a game no matter what. But thought too, strictly Kostic out, Berardi in.
Yeah. Calcio with Reno is saying no to Berardi.
I mean,
what's the reasoning for like?
Let us know the reason.
Give me
because
even if it's.
go.
I mean, I don't know how long the contract would be for, but
it would probably be 3 or 4 years. 3 years probably.
If you get 3 years, if you do something like that, what's your reasoning for no? Outside of just not liking the player overall, like you know what I mean? Like give me something with that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like again, numbers puts them up. Eye test, ugly as shit. It is what it is. What do you want? At the end of the day.
Yeah. And again, I think I see Rajat throwing the Zaniolo pickup after his loan. Okay, I've let that ship go. It's done.
Yeah.
This was the time for it to happen. This was the perfect Mercado to pick up Zaniolo. And it didn't happen, and now I know the dream is dead. It's never happening. It's not going to happen.
Again.
Yeah.
A deal like that, though, they paid $3 million for a loan. Like we couldn't have done three. Like you spent $2 million on Gonzalez or whatever, the Uruguayan kid.
Yeah,
you can throw $3 million loan and say, hey, maybe we can pay for it after. It's just I don't get it.
It's just frustrating to me, like especially when you see a lot of these deals done and how little they're spending. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. Mastermind says. Let me see if I can throw that up there. I have to keep moving this.
Yeah,
I think Giuntoli's main priority right now is to balance the books and consolidate the squad. Next Mercado is when they will be in position to make moves. Hopefully, hopefully, competitively, they'll put themselves in a position where they can make moves. Because if they don't make top four and you don't have that kind of money, what's the excuse next year? I mean, it's gonna be the same excuse.
But here's my point, though. for this. My thought one. It's a loan, and we pay $5 million, which is nothing. That's balancing the books. The books are balanced at that point because we have money booked in, and $5 million is nothing really. So the obligations to buy will be for next fiscal year. So I think, and another thing with the salary, Moise Kean makes €3.5 million a year. Jonathan David makes 1.7. So even if you give him a contract boost for $2.5 million a year, you still save on wages. I don't know. It's just something to think about. I understand what Giuntoli's trying to do, blah blah blah, but you can still think about incomings and trying to do something else.
Yeah.
Think outside the box. I don't know.
What is up, RB? What's up, RB Comps? I mean, you can throw all
he loved it. Look at that.
I appreciate it. The goats are back. Thank you. Thank you for that. Guys, real quick, while I'm forgetting, I need to get back in the I guess, plugging. Hit the like button. Hit the like button right now if you haven't already. Please smash the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. If you haven't already considered joining, thanks to our friend. Sorry, there we go again. Rick Aussie. We were giving away five subscriptions. Memberships. I forget that's what they're called. Yeah, because you can subscribe. 5 memberships. With the membership, here's what you get with being a part of that. Basically, you get access to the members chat. We have a Discord there, a lot of 24/7 discussion. They're going on all the time. My phone never stops blowing up from it. Like I try to get to it, but like every time I put it down and I pull it back up, there's 200 messages going on that I have to catch up on. Prediction League, you'll get to take part in the Prediction League. Basically, there'll be quizzes, different things like that, but also you'll be able to predict the games and how they're going to go throughout the season. The person with the most points, basically picking it most accurately, will end up winning some good prizes at the end. I'll go over that in here in just a sec. You get wallpapers, you get the members' lives that we're going to do. There are going to be separate lives that'll be just for our members to hang out and be a part of it. You got the football quiz, emojis, all that good stuff. Real quick, Prediction League, here it is. First place, the winner of the Prediction League will win an official Juventus jersey that we will pay for, and you'll get whatever player name, whatever you want on it, and it will be sent your way. Second place, you get a €50 gift card to the Juventus store and €30 gift card for third place, as well as fourth place, you get some cool Beyond Canary's own merch, some of the new stuff that Alejandro has designed himself, and I think it's pretty fly, though I haven't had it sent to me yet, and I don't know if he's going to be able to, but he better because I don't want to pay for it. So hopefully I can get it free there soon. There you go. There's my plugging. If you haven't already, smash the like button.
Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me.
So, on to my final thought, and I think we're going to wrap it up after this, because you sound like the way you do. Yep. And
hopefully next week I'll be better.
Well. I think you will be.
Because I need to get this hype back up. I need to get up here, start talking nonsense, get on here ranting, yelling, screaming, having some fun on the After Darks. It needs to be, it's too subdued. Thank you, thank you, Reno. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So this one might get your gears grinding here. Thought 3. When was the last time a good comedy movie came out?
Oh man, I'm so glad you brought this up. I've had this. I've had this exact conversation with my wife in the last week. Are you talking about? I'm not crazy. Are you going off what Adam Devine said?
Kind of.
Did you hear what he said?
Like the raunchy comedy. Like,
just
where has
stupid? Nothing means anything. Nothing matters.
Yeah.
Fart jokes, whatever bullshit, whatever you want to say. That kind of humor, where it's just you go sit there and you just glaze over, and nothing matters. You don't care about global warming, or you don't care about whatever stuff's going on here, transdimensional, any of that stuff. We don't need to do any of that. It's just stupidity.
So, like, Jonah Hill, Seth Rogen, where my boys at? Like, what's going on here? Craig Robinson, what's going on? James Franco, I think he got canceled. But,
I don't care. Bring him back. I love him.
Yeah. So what?
Old school stuff. You go back to
like Will Ferrell.
Zoolander. You go to Will Ferrell, John C. Reilly. You go back to Ben Stiller. You go back to all these stupid things.
Ben Stiller. I don't think Ben Stiller was ever funny, to be honest.
Really? Oh. Okay.
Well, we can talk about that after.
Have you ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Yes, I have.
It's so good. Dude, it's so fucking good. There's no way you can make that movie nowadays, but it's so good. Simple Jack. Simple
I
Jack.
haven't seen that one. I don't think.
No, Simple Jack is a fake movie where he plays like a mentally handicapped kid. Ben Stiller, because they're all actors in the movie. Because remember Robert Downey Jr.
And Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, he does
is in blackface.
yeah.
And all that stuff. And like it's so funny because like back then they did it and we all knew that it was a problem, but nobody cried about it. Everybody was like, okay, Robert Downey Jr. gets a pass because it's Robert Downey Jr.
Like a movie like Superbad. Like where are we going?
Dude, Superbad that was a special movie. That was one of those, like when it came out, it was also like I was a junior in high school. It was something like that. Yeah,
you were 16, 17. I was like 13, 14.
It hit me right in like the perfect age. It was like when I was that age. And it was like the perfect movie. Dude, those movies are so good. And you remember, because back in the day, those movies used to come out and they would hit. Like you'd get every couple weeks there'd be another stupid comedy out. And like some of them are great, some of them are crap, but you got one and you knew that you had something fun to do. Jockey Bro says Tag 2018. Tag.
So I've seen that, and obviously it's like it's the old younger kids used to play tag and they grew up and they're still playing the game of tag.
Okay. I'm trying to I don't think I saw that one.
It's Jeremy Renner's in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh really?
I forget who else, yeah. I didn't think it was that good, to be honest. Sorry, Jockey Bro.
But I think you may have been saying with the last one. You asked what was the last time.
Well, there's Netflix and Adam Sandler's on Netflix and all that. Like
they're trying. It's not the same. Like he's doing those movies with Jennifer Aniston, and they're fine. And they did that stupid, dude. They did the Howie Halloween that I never watched, but I know it's like literally them just like it's like a best of Adam Sandler's stupid characters kind of thing. But Adam Sandler. I mean, he had so many fucking good the '90s movies, dude. He was just hitting all of those, and like, I it's After Dark. We can say whatever we want. We can get political. We can get whatever.
Sure.
There's so much bullshit right now, where everything has to have, and this is what Adam Devine kind of said, and he's absolutely right. Everything now has to have some kind of meaning behind it. Everything has to have some, like I think what he said was, he was on with Theo Vaughn. That's what it was, and he sat there and he said. Every movie now, you leave a comedy, and at the end you have to say, "Wow, was the moon transgender? Is climate change whatever?" And it's like, dude, I don't want to ever, like, I go to a movie to escape that bullshit. Like when I say bullshit, I mean the difficulties of life, the frustrations of life.
Can I
go ahead? Yeah.
Can I give you a perfect example?
Yeah.
So Jonah Hill, like I said, where's his movies been at?
Well, people are mad at Jonah Hill right now.
Okay, before this recent.
Because he asked his wife not to, like, have her butt crack hanging out with other dudes surfing or whatever, something like that.
Yeah. But my thing is, he made a movie called You People. I don't know if it's on Netflix. It came out this year.
Huh.
And it's exactly what you're explaining. There's a reason, meaning behind it.
Was it a racial thing?
Yeah.
Why?
Like it's. Don't get me wrong. There were some funny parts. Obviously, Jonah Hill's funny. Like he's a good actor at comedies. He's funny. He's my favorite funny actor. But it's exactly what Adam Devine and you're saying there. There's a meaning behind it. I don't want to do that. I want to watch Sausage Party.
Yes.
I want to watch This Is the End.
This Is the End is so fucking good. Oh my god. But like, I don't want to go sit in a movie that maybe I'll laugh twice, but then in the end I'll have an existential crisis of who I am, how I should feel bad about being a white male, whatever the terminology they use. I don't want to have to do that. I just want to be like, that was fucking fun. I ate a shitload of popcorn and I watched that movie.
Yeah,
like,
no, I agree.
Super Troopers.
So
and Joe Dirt back in the day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel bad for like my kids.
Funny movies. Yeah, 100%.
Like, I hope there's a change in the culture, like where we go back to just like laughing and shit. Like, again, this is an After Dark kind of conversation, but like, so I'm doing the thing. I have friends that are black. I did the thing, but like some of my close friends, the guys that I work with and stuff like that, like we grew up with the Dave Chappelle era. Yes. Like I grew up in middle school. I can tell you, I was in middle school. Maybe I shouldn't have been watching it. I thank God that I was. watching Dave Chappelle, The Chappelle Show, weekly, waiting for a new episode to come out. I remember that the second season, third season. Did they have a third season? Or was it the third season that got canceled and he went to Africa and all that stuff happened? But anyway, whatever it was, watching that season and every week, like, people, like, I think he's saying, and people are saying it's detrimental to all this, but I'm like, he just kind of hit everybody. And that's why, that's kind of like, and I also had a feeling that, like, we were at a different spot, socially. Like, as a kid, you don't know. When I was a kid, I thought we were more progressed than we are. Or maybe what I'm saying is maybe we progressed and then we regressed again. And now it's like culture war nonsense, all this again. But like when I was young, my friends and I used to just, crack wise at each other about stuff like that all the time. And like, they'd call me
you got it back.
Bleep. Huh?
You got it back though. Like,
yeah.
You chirped and you got it back.
Yeah, it was fun. It was just fun. Like, I would say stuff that would get me in trouble, and then they would say stuff that would get them. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't get in trouble, but like stuff that would be like all the people you think people get offended by. Yes. And I'm like, if you say something about me, if it's really offensive, I'll probably think it's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Probably. Like, that's what I want. That's the kind of whatever thing. And then we've gotten, again, what am I doing? There's a softness that's like permeated with people. It also goes into sports. It goes into everything. It goes into the movies we watch. Like I said, it goes into like every movie has to have something like that. I mean, if we're being honest, like the fucking Star Wars and Marvel things now, like there's always got to be some kind of agenda. Like, and again, when I say this, like, that's fine. You can have an agenda, but like, have it for every once in a while. Don't have it in every fucking thing. Like, not every movie. Not every, I don't need Megan Rapinoe after USA loses to fucking whoever. Tell me about how much money she needs to be making to lose against, who they lose to. Do you remember? It was,
they lost in penalty shots or something to a bad team.
Yeah, it was a bad team. But like, I don't need you to get on your high horse and tell me how great you are and how you need to be making all this fucking money and whatever. And I love her shots over your Pellegrini at Juve.
So those are not part of my three thoughts.
I'm sorry?
Those are not part of my three thoughts.
No, that one is definitely not. But yes, don't ever Bud Light Jason. Rick. Actually, it's funny.
I don't get the reference.
I think he's calling me Jason. I think a lot of people have done. I don't think so, but you know what Bud Light, right? You know the Bud Light controversy.
The beer?
Yeah, you know that, right? That whole thing. So it's funny because like I live in Kentucky, where a lot of people lost their mind about a lot of that stuff, and I mean it's a red state. There's a lot of BBN, and then UK right after that makes their official beer Bud Light. So like you can go to the store and buy UK Bud Light, whatever, and it's really funny because now all this actually Juventus was ahead of it. Remember like a year or so ago, Juventus had the Juventus beer that you can get at whatever games or bars. Now all the colleges here are now getting sponsored beers and stuff like that. Like Lowell's got a Cardinale that's coming out and all that.
That's funny.
Anyway, give me your. Sorry, I ranted. Give me your opinions on that.
I think these guys just got to stop having Netflix contracts or something, or like streaming platform contracts, and just need to go back to the movie theater. Obviously, they can't now because they're on strike or whatever. Yeah. But like as soon as that shit's over, go back and team up again, because that's what's funny when you guys are all together. That's when I laugh the most.
Yeah.
And and even Boo, he snores now. He snores at the movies. But just stop. I want to laugh. Like, I think Sausage Party was the last time I laughed. Like,
was that movie actually good? Because I feel like Sausage Party, was that the cartoon and animated one?
Yes, yeah.
I thought I heard it was terrible. Oh, you're good, Rick. No. I'm just kidding.
No, dude, go watch it. I don't know what it's on now.
Okay, I never saw it, but wait,
so I saw it.
Maybe I'm thinking of the Emoji Movie. That's what I'm probably thinking of.
No, Emoji
Sausage Party was just wildly inappropriate, right?
Yes. Okay, go watch it again. That is the last time I think I laughed in a movie theater, like, and I couldn't, sound wasn't coming out of my mouth when I was laughing. Like the post-credit scene or like the very end scene, I couldn't believe what was happening in front of my eyes. So
I'll watch it.
Yeah, that's the last movie I think, and that came out like 2016.
Damn it! Now I'm trying to think. What was the last movie that I really, really laughed like that at? Like, dude, it's been way too long. Like, it's been.
That's what I mean. You have to think about it. Like, why?
I mean,
Like, it should change. That's one of my thoughts.
it's like my wife and I do a lot of things about like now, like my relationship. My wife and I started dating in 2014, married in 2017. Like, I'm thinking in that span, did I ever see a movie that made me laugh that hard? Like, I don't think I did. Like, I worked at a movie theater in high school, and I think that was probably it. Like, I think it was like Step Brothers and stuff like that back then.
The first time you watched that, Brothers, is amazing.
Dude, it's so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, and it's been a while since I've watched it, so I went back and watched it, kind of fresh again. And I was like, God, the stuff that they just can't do.
Yeah, exactly.
The F word that they can't get away with anymore.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not saying I just want to say a bunch of inappropriate and do inappropriate things, but I kind of do.
Like once or twice a year, why not?
Yeah. Yeah,
Just once or twice a year. I'm not asking for every fucking month. Just once or twice a year.
Well, it's also just like, I don't know, like to me, I feel like there's a difference. I think people need to be able to separate humor from like serious, like your serious attitude and your philosophy on living life. Like there's some stupid shit that's just funny and ridiculous and out there that I just want to see. And no, I'm a Christian, that kind of stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like I have standards for myself, but I can still think some stupid shit and some wildly inappropriate stuff is funny. Does that make sense? Kind of
Absolutely.
thing. Did SP have Seth Rogen in it? SP.
Is it Step Brothers or South Park?
South Park didn't, but
No, South Park definitely didn't. And Step Brothers didn't either. No, Step Brothers did. No, one scene when they... Your farts, I could taste them now on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, yeah. Did they... So here's the thing, too. Yeah, I forgot Step Brothers did have him in there. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. You're a father now. I thought that's one of the things I wanted to like incorporate a little bit in this, and we'll get out of here. But so you're a father now. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've noticed when I became a father, life kind of changes a lot. Like, not just like, oh, I have this kid to take care of and I have to do this in the morning, this at night, and whatever, yada, yada, your schedule. But also just like the way you operate, the things you think about, the things like protecting them. And you have a daughter, which like, I would imagine if I had a daughter, I would be at a different level than with two boys. Like boys, my wife's going to be probably more protective over them than I am. Like I'll be protective, but I also want them to be
They got to figure it out.
Yeah.
They got to figure out more.
Exactly. And like, if I had a daughter, I'd be much more protective. But so like, I mean, nowadays it's just, you talk about like with like comedies and all that, but even just like kid shows, like now I have to watch out what's in kid shows. Like the stuff that they're putting.
What do you mean?
Like
I don't know. I've watched Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Like agendas and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like some stuff like that, where it's just like inappropriate stuff. Does that make sense? Like I'm trying not to go too down the rabbit hole. But like now, there's been like some shows that I watched, and I'm like, what are they doing? Like, like I mean, there's like some sexual stuff that like or like stuff that's leading down that way, where it's like, oh, this is okay and this is whatever, and I'm like, can they just be fucking children? Can I not know what sex is until I'm, middle school or whatever it is, basically, where they make you have the class.
Where are the Teletubbies?
Right, exactly. Like what happened?
Where do they go?
Like I grew up with Blue's Clues, and Blue's Clues now has like some weird, I don't know. They have like a drag show in it, and I'm like, why do they have? Why is the Salt doing drag? Like why is that necessary? Like what? It's Salt. Like why does this have to be sexualized? Like what's going on here? Why can't Blue just put his fucking or her whatever fucking paw print and we go find and go sing Kumbaya? And it's just like I don't know. There's certain things where it's just like I don't know. Like to me, it's not even about like a certain left or right. It's just more of I just want my kid to be a kid for as long as possible. Is that too much to ask that my kid can be a child and just think of the world as a good place when it sucks? It's going to be shit. They don't need to know that yet. They don't need to know
Yep.
that. They don't need to know that Juve's probably going to lose a fuck ton of games this season.
Yeah.
They don't
let
need to
them
know
have
that.
let them have the wonder of awe. Like,
Yes.
oh, are Juventus going to win today? And I know probably not, son. Probably not,
Probably.
baby.
But
But
they're going to have the dream.
Oh.
Or they may not even know it. I'll just tell them, yeah, they won. They won. I
Yeah.
don't know why they're crying, but they won. As they're turning down the flipping the channel. But anyway, It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, now that I'm a dad, there's everything everywhere. It's like, there's always something that like, I feel like I have to, I don't know. Like growing up in the 90s, it's like, I mean, you grew up in the 90s too, but like I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And like, I just don't remember. I felt like the 90s were almost like catered to being children. Does that make sense at all? Like, it's just kind of like the most like
Shows?
like
Yeah,
shows,
shows were
but
just
like
shows.
live. Yeah.
Yeah. Like shows were just like an aardvark going to school.
Yeah.
Arthur. He
Yeah.
went to fucking school and that's it.
Yeah. The like most whatever thing is when he made the fist and he's angry about whatever happened.
Yeah. Arr.
That kind of
Ooh,
shit.
I didn't get my report done. Ooh.
Hey Arnold, great show. Stuff like that. Like I don't know. Chucky Bro, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song goes hard.
It does. I
What's
sing it whenever, even when it's not on.
That's not that hot dog song, is it?
Yeah, it sure is, buddy.
Oh, that fucking hot dog song. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yep. Yeah, my kid, we'd watch that. My wife, anti-Coco Melon. But sometimes you just need a fucking break. And wife doesn't need to know it. But there's been times where I'm just like, she's not there. I turn it on and I close my eyes because I know he's just going to, it's a drug. It's a drug
Yeah.
of a show. And they just,
Yeah.
just 5 minutes. How hard could heroin affect you for 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah. That's too funny.
All right. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. We've had some fun, some nonsense talking about whatever, and we want to get into some random nonsense topics. I hope that soon we get some things going and we really get something worth talking about right now for Juventus. It's
Yes.
difficult because, again, for the last 2 seasons, we've been stuck in this square of bullshit of like, there's just nothing to talk about because it's boring ass football, boring ass players, boring ass coach, and just like, otherwise you're just going to get me yelling and screaming. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe that's the best content is me complaining, yelling, and screaming. You might get it. We'll see. But for right now, hopefully we can just enjoy the season, be fans, and we'll see where it goes from here.
Absolutely.
If you haven't already, do me a favor, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon, stay notified for all of our latest videos. You can follow, I noticed Ollie didn't put this back on there for us. You can follow me at Justin Sovero on Twitter. You can follow on Twitter,
On
not
where?
X. On Twitter, not X. And you can follow Julian Genotti at Genotti151 on Twitter as well. Also, if you haven't already, please do me a favor. Pop on over to the Now We Can Talk Like Men podcast channel, either on YouTube, Instagram, one of those. Subscribe, follow on one of those. We appreciate the support. It really helps us. Just me trying to have some fun with some friends, do what we'll do. So thank you all. Julian, anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Like the video, it's free. And let's talk about Calcio, enough about this drama. Oh. All right, Calcio Reno.
We'll talk.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm down to talk Calcio. Trust me. But give me some Calcio worth talking about. That's what we're doing. But also, Reno, in case you're new here, when it comes to
Yeah.
the After Darks, that's kind of what we do some nonsense. Because, like, Ollie's very strict and he does the serious stuff during the day. We'll talk about the serious stuff during the day. But when we're doing these, it's damn near midnight for us over here. Usually this is a time to unwind. We'll talk some Juve, but then we'll just get into random bullshit topics because it's just fun. That's it, you know. And get some insight who we are. I don't know.
And we did talk about Calcio
Yeah, we did.
for like 45 minutes to an hour.
Actually, we
And
did.
then-
Majority of it was, yeah.
Yeah, and then I had my 2 thoughts about it, and then my 1 thought went on a tangent a bit, but that's okay.
That is. Anyway,
Watch on the playback.
exactly. We had a lot of that to start out the show. But anyway, we're going to have some more fun stuff, and we're going to plan out some more fun things that we can do here. But again,
Yeah.
we're getting this thing back up and rolling. So appreciate you guys. Smash like, hit subscribe, follow Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Forza Juve. Forza Bianconeri.
Say hello to your lady for me.
There you go. Oh, no, wrong one. No, get out of here. Agnelli, I told you to leave. Leave, Agnelli. What are you doing? You can't be here, Agnelli. I told you to leave. He never goes. There we go. Now we can finally get out of here. Did everybody go? Did everybody leave? All right, shout out. Okay, I see you, Reno. I see you. He said, no, I mean, because too much is going on with Juve, not about what we were talking about at the end. Okay, we appreciate it. Thank you. We appreciate your support. Yes. Now,
Reno, you're a legend.
Exactly, you're a legend. Appreciate your support. Guys, that's what we want. We need something to happen with Juventus, positive, fun to talk about, break down, get excited over these games, get excited about competition, get excited about hopefully winning some damn trophies and playing back in Champions League again next season. We'll see. We'll see how this turns out. But anyway, guys, that'll do it for us. We'll see you all next time. Y'all have a good evening.